This is Connecticut State Trooper Matt Spina, a picture of a man who looks average, your everyday person you pass on the street. Nothing spectacular about him. This here is also Connecticut State Trooper Matt Spina, in a far more sinister picture. Who is the real Matt Spina depends on who you talk to. Is this a story about greed and rage? A man who can't control his temper? Or is this a story of a veteran who got a raw deal, who in a moment of weakness was fallible and showed his human side? This story will show the power of police unions and how they pillar the coffers of the people. How the politicians we elect are scared of them because of their numbers and unity, and are willing to look the other way when 2 + 2 just does not equal 4. Buckle up, guys. This is one heck of a story. Cue the music.
Disorderly product news. Disorderly product news. Disorderly product news. DPN.
What's going on, guys? Disorderly Product News. Here's that same picture of Trooper Matt Spina. As we look, it's actually a picture from a GoFundMe. Support Trooper First Class Matthew Spina. The goal is to raise $50,000. They have already got just under $6,000. Now, what GoFundMe is, it's a virtual donation site to try and raise money. In the case of Matthew Spina, it's presented as somebody that's fallen on hard times. So the goal is $50,000. They got just under 6. It was put together by Peter Brown. I'm a close friend of Matt's family, Brown says, a well-known and respected member of the state police and an Army Corps of Engineers veteran. Trooper First Class Matt Spina has been suspended and stripped of his overtime income after a 7 times arrested motorist clandestinely video recorded Trooper Spina yelling at him after he impeded his pursuit of a speeder and gave Matt the finger. Matt spent 14 years in the Army and the National Guard, as well as 19 years on the job with the state police. The woke police now has their knives out for Matt. Please support Matt and his family in his difficult time. All proceeds will go directly to the Spinas. So there you go. That's Peter Brown, a friend of the family, supporting Matt in his hard times. He's been suspended and his overtime has been taken away. The short paragraph in the GoFundMe made mention of a video recording by a 7 times arrested motorist. Let's see what that recording shows.
Hey,
Can I just ask you why you're riding their butt like that and speeding, man?
I'm running his license plate because everybody else is speeding. Why are you speeding?
I was only going 60.
Speed limit's 40. Look at the
50.
signs.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Do
All
yourself
right.
a favor. Oh, give me the weed, too.
No, I have a marijuana card.
Step out.
I have a card.
Step out.
All right, stop, man.
Run your mouth? No problem. You came to the right guy. Step out.
All right, stop.
Come on. Hands, please. Front fat. Anything sharp?
No, sir.
Where's the marijuana?
I have it in my car, but I have
Where's
a
the
weed
card?
card. I have a weed card.
6 feet apart. Right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest.
All right.
Seems you have a very hostile attitude.
No, I really don't.
See, the blue car
Yeah, which one?
was tailing me.
Yeah.
While I was pacing a tractor trailer looking for a motor vehicle violation because the
Okay.
governor's office has gotten multiple complaints on traffic stops.
I know.
Okay?
I know that.
So we're out doing our thing.
Okay.
He decides to pass me and flip me off.
All right, Spina, I'm sorry, dude.
All right?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So who do you think you are worried about what I'm doing?
Okay.
right. I know I'm right. Now. Everyone's got something to say. Mind your own business. You're how would I start with that? No, I was following that kid for a reason. And if you hadn't done that stupid stunt, I'd be with him right now. But no, you just couldn't leave it alone, could you? You had to be a arrogant. God help you if there's anything illegal in this car. Is it in the original dispensary container? What? It's roach. Is it in the original dispensary container? No. Then you're. How's that sound? No. Mind your own business next time. Yeah, it's called shut the up. I was driving along. I was going to head to a simple citation to that kid, but no. You got to be. You got to be. You just couldn't shut your mouth. Where are you going anyway? Where do you work? Where?
It's called American Pulp.
What's that?
It's
paper?
Yeah, you know, like the liquor bottles and stuff that comes in, like the trays. I promise you, I only have weed in the car. Honest to goodness. And it's all right here in my glove box right here.
You ever heard of what a heat seeker is?
No.
A heat seeker is something that draws attention to itself. Heat-seeking missiles, they go for the heat.
If we wanted to be technical, infrared homing is a passive weapon guidance system which uses the infrared light emission from a target to track and follow it. Missiles which use infrared seeking are often referred to as heat seekers, since infrared is radiated strongly by hot bodies.
Heat. Sit the I tell you to move. Why am I speeding? I'm doing my job. Connecticut General Statute 14-298 allows law enforcement officers to disregard the traffic laws in the performance of their duty.
So here is the Connecticut General Statute 14-298. The problem is he didn't reference the subsection he was talking about. I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can look it up if you want yourself. But the one that I found most applicable to what he was talking about is this one right here, section 14-298-252, emergency permission. When emergency requires, the state police commissioner or his authorized representative may grant permission for the use of the parkways by vehicles normally excluded therefrom. Such permission shall designate the vehicle or vehicles and shall specify the portion of the parkways which travel will be permitted. To understand that fully, we have to define a parkway. A parkway is a landscape thoroughfare. The term is particularly used for a roadway in a park or connecting to a park from which trucks and other heavy vehicles are excluded. Many parkways originally intended for scenic recreational driving have evolved into major urban and commuter routes. Now, from what I saw, that's not necessarily what the trooper was saying, but I have it in the description. You guys can go through it and see if you see something that I didn't.
Catch a speeder if I'm not speeding. You late for your job at NASA with physics?
You're right, man.
Where do you want this doesn't get trashed?
That's my advice.
I can tell. I don't want to get ruined. Unbelievable. It just never ends in the fucking job. I got 14 months. I can't wait to be done. This ought to tell you why our department, instead of having 1,300, has 850 right now. There's a clue to the public. What a bunch of you are. Right there. You want it on paper or not?
No,
Is it in the original dispensary container? Turn around. Everything across the neck. You think I'm kidding? You think I'm kidding? Look at me. Do I look like I'm happy with you right now? Shut your mouth, mind your own business, and be on your way. Don't you ever me again.
So now you witness the traffic stop that started the GoFundMe. Can't wait for his 14 months so he can get out of this job. The public needs to know what a bunch of a-holes they are. Well, guess what, guys? We are a bunch of a-holes. You know why? Because this human being, Matt Spina, last year, Spina made $99,000 in regular pay, $97,000 in overtime, and another $7,000 in miscellaneous pay, presumably private duty pay, another sort of overtime, for a grand total of $203,000. He made over $200,000 in 2019. But wait, there's more. There's more. When you have a Make-A-Wish Foundation, kids with cancers, people going homeless and hungry, you're starting a GoFundMe for a man who made over $200,000 last year? And he got his overtime snipped? And that's what he's crying about? But I'm about to show you why this greedy Matt Spina is really, really mad. Because us, the a-holes, the public, set this up for him. Watch. For the Journal Inquirer, written by Chris Powell on June 1st, 2020. Pension racket may explain state troopers' crazed rage. No wonder State Trooper Matt Spina hates his job, just as he told the motorist he abused with 5 minutes of crazed rage during a traffic stop in New Haven 2 weeks ago. A tirade famously captured on cell phone, posted on the internet, and viewed internationally. The trooper screamed at, bullied, and threatened the motorist, searched his backpack, handcuffed him, and stomped on his possessions before uncuffing him, letting him go without arresting or ticketing him for anything, since the motorist had done nothing illegal. In the video, Spina expresses contempt for the public he polices, and he rejoices that he has only 14 months to go until retirement. These remarks invite a review of his payroll records at the state comptroller Kevin LeBoy's wonderful open CT internet site. It turns out that in at least the last 5 years, Spina has been working so much that his overtime earnings have nearly equaled or exceeded his base annual salary of $100,000. Last year, Spina made $99,000 in regular pay, $97,000 in overtime, and another $7,000 in miscellaneous pay, presumably private duty pay, another sort of overtime, for a grand total of $203,000. 40% of Spina's earnings of $76,744 so far this year has been overtime. So he is on track for another $200,000 a year if he can maintain some semblance of sanity. If his supervisors don't see that overwork may be impairing his fitness, and if he is not suspended or dismissed for his misconduct, which has spectacularly besmirched the state police. Why might Spina drive himself crazy with overwork? Here it comes, guys. It's probably so he can participate in the part of the state government pension state system that has become a racket. The system offers troopers pensions that are payable immediately upon 20 years of service, and it calculates pension payments by taking half the average of the salaries of a trooper's 3 highest earning years. So it would behoove you to earn as much as you can, because it's going to take the 3 highest paid years, and it's immediately. You get the pension immediately upon 20 years of service. Thus, Spina seems close to qualifying for an annual pension of about $100,000. The Yankee Institute for Public Policy says more than 1,600 retired state employees already enjoy pensions that large. This is even better than it looks for Spina. For Spina seems to be only middle-aged and achieving pension entitlement by middle age through government employment and not retiring, but instead taking other employment for 15 years or so become a hallowed and lucrative tradition in Connecticut. The pension system is often used not just for a secure retirement, but also for accumulation of great wealth during a second career, long before a beneficiary stops working. But if Spina does not complete 20 years of service as he plans to do next year, he will not qualify for a state pension until he turns 65. In that case, he probably would have to keep working for another 15 or 20 years in a different job. So how will the state police department handle this Spina case? The trooper has been transferred to desk duty while the misconduct is under investigation. Given the department's habit of concealing or minimizing misconduct by troopers, Spina may receive no serious discipline at all. Or the department may delay any discipline until Spina completes the 14 months he needs for his 20-year qualification, thereby making discipline meaningless. The bigger issue here is whether, now that the state government's finances have been devastated by the virus epidemic, as well as by pension obligations, and many state residents have been ruined financially, Connecticut cannot afford a pension system that allows its beneficiaries to use it not just for secure retirement, but for a life of luxury. Unbelievable. There's people that don't even have jobs because of the bird flu, and this guy's starting a $50,000 GoFundMe because he got his overtime snipped and he's on desk duty because he wants to retire after 20 years. That means if you started when you were 23 as a Connecticut State Trooper, you can retire at 43 with a $100,000 a year salary at 43 because it's payable immediately. Yeah. We're a-holes. The public are a-holes. Spina knows it. We're a-holes. He's got us pegged. We're a-holes for letting this go on. For letting entry-level jobs, entry-level positions, no qualifications, no real skill set, make $200,000 a year. If you started at 21, retire at 41, making $100,000 a year pension, doing nothing. Let's read his GoFundMe one more time. I'm a close friend of Matt's family, a well-known and respected member of the state police and an Army Corps of Engineers veteran. Troopers First Class Matt Spina has been suspended and stripped of his overtime, God forbid, income after a 7-time arrested motorist. What that has to do with anything, I don't know, but let's throw it in there because it makes the guy look bad. Clandestinely video recorded. It was a big plan. He pulled out his camera and recorded a man with a gun going absolutely insane, yelling at him after he impeded his pursuit of a speeder and gave Matt the finger. Now, it wasn't the guy that was recording that gave Matt the finger. It was somebody else. Matt spent 14 years in the Army and the National Guard, as well as 19 years on the job with the state police. The woke police now have their knives out for Matt. Please support Matt. He needs $50,000 in his family. Everything will go directly to him. Come on, guys. Give it up. Give it up. Reach all the way down till you get the lint. Put it in the collection basket. Matt needs help. Now, that's the end of part 1. Part 2, we're going to go and get into what the Connecticut State Police Union thinks of this. And it's going to shock you. Write in the comments section what you think. My name is Disorderly Product News. Wishing you and yours good night.